Hello, welcome. In today's episode, I will try to teach you how to checkmate with your knight and your bishop. While it is considered to be quite rare and difficult, I believe that by following 4 steps presented in this video, you'll be able to master it in no time. So let's get started. As all of you know, we only have 50 moves to checkmate the enemy king before game becomes a draw by 50 moves rule. Also, this is the hardest possible example because as you can see, both your knight and your bishop are separated from each other. Therefore, our first goal is to connect them and bring them close to our king. We have many ways to do that, but let's start with the logical knight g6. We are taking control over the central e5 square, and our bishop is controlling both d5 and e4 at the same time. So black king is essentially forced to step out of the center with the move king c5, for example. Then we are going to bring our knight closer to our king with the move knight f4, king c4, king d2, going with our king to the center of the board, king c5, knight d4 with tempo, king c4, and here bishop e4. We have managed to successfully connect all of our pieces. Here black king can go on b5 or on to b3. He can also try to go king d4, trying to attack our bishop, but we have a waiting move, bishop f3, and here as you can see we are taking all the important squares, either with our knight or with our bishop. Therefore, black king is forced to go on c4, we are going to play king e3, and we have managed to successfully connect all of our pieces. And now let's move to the second step, in which we want to force the black king into one of the corners, either to a1 or to a8. Very important thing to remember is the fact that we have a light square bishop. Therefore, we can only checkmate on a8 or on h1. Because those are light squares, naturally our opponent wants to go into the opposite corner, in this case the corner on a1. King b3, a very logical move. We are going to play king d4, and as you can see clearly the black king wants to go into this corner. King c2, knight c5 taking away the square, king b2, bishop e4 taking away some squares, king a2. In the third chapter, you are going to see that king c1 actually is helpful for us, because after king c3, king d1, black king cannot go on b1, king d1, knight d3, and we are closer to this white corner. So king a2, king c3, king a3, bishop c2, and double control over this a4 square, king a2, and knight b3, and king a3. And our goal, of course, black king cannot go on a1 due to this knight. King a3, and now we want to take this square with the move bishop b1. Now black king is unable of going here and here, and he is forced to go there. And now our plan is very simple. We want to slowly move this king from this corner to this corner, and here we want to checkmate him. So let's move to the third step. We want to do what is known as W pattern. It is used to transport our knight to the other side of the board, enabling black king from escaping at the same time. This is the W pattern. It might resemble the W letter, and we start with the move knight d4. Here black can choose between king a5 and king a3. King a3 is easier for us. Why? Because we have a knight b5 with tempo. Here black is unable to go on to a2, and after king a4, king c4, black cannot go on a3, king a5, king c5. After king a4 we have bishop c2, king a5, and here we have managed to bring black king a lot closer to this corner. King knight d6, we are going to repeat the same process. King a6, bishop b3, a waiting move. If king a7, we have bishop c4. The only squares are a8 and a7, king a8, king b6, king b8, and now it's checkmate in 4 moves. We are going to cover this in the next chapter. If king a5, we are going to play knight b7, completing our double W. King a6, king c6. Here black is unable of going to a5, king a7, bishop c4. We have managed to cut off also this square, king a8, and it is checkmate in 5. We are going to also cover this in the next chapter. The harder move is king a5, at least it is harder for us. Here we have to play king c4. And don't be worried about this king escaping. It isn't really dangerous. King b6, and here very important move to remember, knight b4, making our W pattern. It looks like black king is able to escape, but here absolutely crucial move, bishop f5, cutting off the black king from escaping, and white knight is cutting off those two squares. So if black goes king b6, we are going to play bishop d7, and black cannot go here. It is forced to go, for example, on a5, knight d6. We are going to complete our W, king b6, here knight e8. As you can see again, the black king cannot go here, king a5, king c5, and the black king cannot go here because of this bishop, king a6, knight d6, king a5, knight c4, king a6, and bishop c8. Here black king is forced to go on a7, and here king c8, and this is checkmate in for move. Also, we'll look into this in the next chapter. If king b7 here instead of king b6, it doesn't really matter. You have to be careful, just do not let this king walk away. King c5, and we are cutting off those squares. King a6, knight d6, if king a5, bishop d7, and we have again managed to cut off those squares. King a6, bishop b5, and the black king cannot go here. King a7, king c6, king b8, and this is checkmate in for moves. So now let's move to the final chapter, in which I will show how to complete this position and get a win. The most important question that you have to ask to yourself in those type of positions where black king is in the right corner is whether my move will lead to a stalemate, because we definitely don't want to draw a game after so much struggle we had getting to this position. Not to mention that you had to win, get a totally winning position out of the game itself. Here we can play in many different ways, but the fastest way to checkmate the black king is to play king b6. We are cutting away this c8 square. King a8 is forced. Now king c7. We do not want to play bishop c5, it would lead to the same position, because if we would play, for example, here, this is a stalemate, so be careful about that. King c7 instead, king a7, and now I made into with knight c8, king a8, and bishop c6. The other type of checkmate that you might encounter is this position. We have also talked about this. If king a8, we play king c7, king a7, knight a3, and we can also play knight a5 or knight d6, it doesn't really matter. Knight a3, king a8, bishop b7, and now we checkmate the move, knight b5. And I think that's all. Oh, there's also this move here. If king b8, there is knight d6, king a7, king c7, king a8, and bishop b7. Oh, yeah, this is the checkmate here. And yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching this long. I hope I have managed to clearly explain to you all the things needed to checkmate knight and bishop. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, in the description down below, we have a link to a study. You can play this position against the engine to just test your knowledge. And see you in the next one. Bye.